Ready?
Yeah.
You look ready.
What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Happy new DC Day. It's time to take a peek at what's coming out tomorrow, kind of preview the books. There's some good stuff happening from the Absolute Universe of the DCKO event, and hang out for a little bit, give away some stuff, and just kick it for a while. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that join button. Let's go. Did you know that in the description of any and all of my videos, there are links that will directly take you to websites for fantastic resources in the hobby, like Big Time Collectibles, Justin Comics Cleaning and Pressing. You can also submit books for you. The channel membership stuff is down there. You should be able to hit that join button, get those loyalty badges next to your name, those custom emojis, early access to videos. Join in the Legion tier, get your name on the monthly Legion Loot Mega Giveaway prize thing. And ABX Comics and Games is down there as well. If you do not have a pool list set up somewhere, you're missing out on opportunities, on savings, on creative awesomeness known as comic books. You can set one up with ABX Comics and Games. That way you never miss out on anything, and they can either go pick up your books or they can mail them to you. Either way, but don't miss out. They are, in fact, the community's comic shop. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. We're back at it. We're in the week now. Time to get rocking and rolling. Back on the grind. I had a good weekend, I think. Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. Chilled. Super Bowl weekend. It's always a fun weekend. Yeah, it's been pretty standard. I don't even remember what I did this week. I think I just hung around the house. Didn't really do much of nothing. But that was fun. That was enjoyable. Yeah, Lisa clocking in here. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you. Las Cruces, what is going on? Today's hashtag should be this one, Mark. Hashtag for Papa. Madam, good to see you in here. Hello, hello. We got Las Cruces from New Mexico in here. Not to be confused with Las Cruces from anywhere else. Got the hashtag for Papa there. Tate, what is going on, homie? Good to see you in here. Hello, hello. Look at that. Bryant dropping that 17-month member milestone. Hello, everyone. I hope all of your issues are comics. Absolutely. So far today, they have been. And if they haven't, we will make sure that they are by the end of this stream. Got Pops in there. Let's go. It's got the custom emojis. You get access to those by hitting that join button. Phil, what's going on? Good to see you in there. We got Marty clocking in early with the $2 super chat. Hashtag We Are Legion. Hashtag Crypto Tuesday. Hashtag smash that like button. Definitely smash that like button. We got Mystery Unboxing with Wayne, aka I think that's Wayne Deacon, because I see the wrench. And I remember we got the wrench because he accidentally got timed out that time, and we're trying to bring him back. But yeah, what is going on, Wayne? Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Hope you're all good. So far, so good. So far, so good. Got a $2 super chat from Leafy Substances, a.k.a. Steven with a C. Good to see you in your homie. Boom. Happy new DC Day, Legionnaires. 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. As with every Tuesday, if we hit the super chat goal, we'll throw in bonus. We'll put all that in there once we hit that point. We got another one. Ronnie Johnson clocking in. Boom. What is going on, Ronnie? Good to see you in here, homie. Hope you're doing well. Boom. It is Wayne Deacon. Nice. Yeah, YouTube with its ats and its handles, it gets crazy. What is going on, Dale of Suspense? How are you doing? Good to see you in here. Yeah, so I guess most people know by now, but over the weekend we did lose a community member. We talked about it this past Sunday during the live stream. It's been shared about throughout the community, put it on the community tab. But our good friend Papa Wheelie passed away. As most people on here knew him, he was wheelchair bound and had health issues his whole life, and it just ultimately got the best of him. He was a fantastic individual, an awesome friend, and he's going to be greatly missed. So just like I told everyone Sunday night, you can go over to his YouTube channel where his brother kind of did an update for the community while he was in the hospital and stuff. And I encourage everybody, if you haven't been able to send condolences or anything, that's the place that I think would be meaningful to do it, is to go do it over there on Papa Willie's YouTube channel, because his family does have access to his YouTube channel, and they're very aware of how much the community meant for Papa, who was limited with what he can do and how he could get out. And this was his ability to communicate with people and to make friends and socialize and all that stuff. So they see those comments, and that it would be very meaningful. If you do feel like you want to, that would be a great place to do it. But yeah, he'll be greatly missed, that guy. I'm in a wrestling group chat that he was a big part of, and it's definitely already feeling his loss, because he was probably the most active person in the chat. Diehard wrestling fan. Diehard. There it is. Thank you, Dale. There's the his YouTube channel. So definitely, if you're so inclined to, that'd be a great place to do it. But yeah, looking at some of the stuff coming out this week, I don't know how many people have taken a look. Like I said before, I kind of just like go to the shop and see what's coming out anymore. Don't really pay too much attention to it ahead of time. That backfires sometimes, like when a specific cover or something gets popular or too hot or something. But there's a lot of good books out this week, and not until I paused for the calls and finally looked did I realize how kind of cool of a week it is. We get another annual from the Absolute universe. Remember the big hubbub with the Batman annual? It was like a hot book. It was a hot commodity. The Absolute Batman annual. It's not every day that people get excited for annuals. It used to be a big deal when Marvel or DC had these annuals or giant size. It was kind of an event, an oversized book. You might get a cool crossover, this, that, or the third. It seems like these days annuals are kind of just used just as a way for your main creative team to get a vacation. Typically, they're throwaway books. They don't really service the main continuity of a story or something like that. But with the Absolute universe, that Batman one kind of flipped it on its script. It had like the feel, the importance, the speculation of like the old school annual. So that was cool. So there's another one of those coming out this week, but this was the Wonder Woman annual. So I'm assuming Superman will be hot on its heels. So be on the lookout for that for sure. You might want to go ahead and reach out to your comic shops, because you don't want to miss out. These Absolute comics are hot. And it's the first one on the list today. Absolute Wonder Woman 2026 annual, #1. I don't know why they give them a number. The number is 2026. It's an annual. It happens once a year. And this one is 2026. I mean, it's right there across the header of the book. 2026 annual. And they still feel the need to put #1 on it for those that came in late. What is going on, Burke? We got Steven with the sleeves in here. What's going on, Donovan? Houseville Comics. We got Billy. What's going on, brother? Good to see you in here. But yeah, the experience of briefly becoming Medusa in order to save Gateway City changed Diana. It haunts her, and she has never stopped seeking the answers from the gods. Her pleas to Athena have gone unanswered until now. If she wants justice, the mission is deadly and uncertain. It is worth the risk just to set right one injustice. Breakout artist Mattia de Luis returns to the series for a visual spectacle epic of mythological crimes and personal redemption. So this is kind of taking us back to the first story arc of Absolute Wonder Woman. In that first story arc, she had to fight the Tetracide. She used one of her 3 lassos, the one called Sacrifice, to transmorphicate. She can change her shape and her body with that magic into other creatures, beasts, and she turned into a Medusa in order to turn the Tetracide to stone. So they're calling back to that first run, and I like that they're doing that. So it's kind of like paying off if you've been reading it, like for those that have been following along, this is going to hit a lot harder for those that don't. Now, the whole thing with this one, is this was that time that she spent, that brief moment as a Medusa, or as Medusa, the Gorgon. She noticed something that she feels is an injustice that Medusa is facing. That's Wonder Woman's whole kind of thing. And she wants to set it right. And I'm going to tell you, there's a really cool angle to it, really meaningful angle to it, a really heartfelt meaning kind of angle to it that I really liked. And some of the character designs in this are amazing. We get to see, like it says in the solicit there, we get to see Athena for the first time, which is freaking awesome. Super awesome. But I kind of like the angle they took. And then on the flip side, it's almost becoming a trope. there's a part of it that's becoming like a modern day trope that's getting I wouldn't say played out, but it sure is used a lot. We're like, let's take a traditional bad guy, a traditional villain or monster, and let's give it it's just the misunderstood good guy angle to it, you know. So it's an interesting take on it, but I absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. Even if you haven't read all of Absolute, there's Ferdinand the Minotaur. Even if you haven't read all of Absolute Wonder Woman, you can easily pick this one up and follow right along. Look at that. That's wicked. Who did that? This is a Denny's Cowan variant. I think this might be the one that's part of the giveaway for today. Let me look. I didn't even show y'all. These are the primary giveaway. Yeah. So the Denny's Cowan Absolute Wonder Woman annual, as well as the Gabriel Dell'Otto Batman issue, whatever it is. It was the first appearance of the Joker. It's Absolute Batman 15. The second prints for that are out this week. So you got some like different variants of the existing covers, but you also have this Dell'Otto cover that's just absolutely wicked with Batman and Joker fighting each other. We'll get a closer look at it when we get to it on the list here. That's why I know that's hard to see in that picture, but those are the two primary books as part of the giveaway today. I'm done with Absolute Wonder Woman, says Steven with the sleeves. Oh, that's sad. This was a solid read, this annual. I love how every month I swear off variants and it lasts for about 2 weeks. This week, the foil Absolute Trinity did it for me with DCKO. There you go. Yeah, that's what's underneath the acetate cover. It's a pretty wicked cover. It's a banger. Also, good to see you, Mike Beckerman. Faith and Misery, what is going on? Hope you're doing good today. Got a $1.99 super chat from Madam. Appreciate that stuff. She says, Papa. Now let's hit her with the clip. I need a Xena clip in here for you. I feel like I failed you not having a clip of Xena. We'll go with this one.
Goodbye.
The Bat Pod. That's a wicked clip. It was Vogsy that asked me to put that one in there. So big shout out to Vogs getting that in there. They did that no one is a bad guy trope with the sand people. Yeah, it gets tiresome. It gets tiresome. We need bad guys. What's going on, Kenny B? Canadian survivalist. What's up? Finish X-Men Age of Revelation. Overall, really good. Hard pass on X-Men for me. Hard pass on X-Men for me. I'm glad you enjoyed it, though. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. You know, I was excited. I was semi-excited when they announced that we were going to be doing a new era of X-Men after the Hickman, and then they announced like 9 titles before they even released a single one. Like, yep, they haven't learned. I'm out. I'm out before it begins. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Done with Absolute Wonder Woman, as in you finally are caught up, or you done? No, he hasn't been reading it. He read it for a while. We got Tate dropping a $2 super chat. Let's finish this and add extras early today. Going in early.
Warm blood. Go get it.
Dude, I love that clip. Absolutely love that clip. Aquaman is king. 17 thumbs up, 26 watching. All right, yeah. If y'all haven't, make sure y'all hit that. X-Men are good again, except for Gail Simone. Glad you enjoy it. I don't believe you, though, Billy. You don't look any more excited. There it is. I agree that no one is a bad guy trope is ever used, but in this case, love you. Medusa, one of the archetypes of the trope. It makes sense. I that's what I'm saying. I'm not against it in this case, but that trope is getting a little used a lot. Is it? You turn to stone when you look at it?
No, but it's so because of soul.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not appropriately used, but it's just we sure do see it a lot. Never watched Aquaman. Well, if we get more super chats, I'll play different Aquaman clips just for you, Steph. That's crazy. It's the highest grossing DC movie of all time. One of the best DC movies of all time. Absolute blast from start to finish. The first one. I'm sure you would love every second of it. It's fantastic. AR just wants us to back his Kickstarter for the misunderstood guy that ties women to train tracks. Yeah, exactly. She was mean about his mustache. Billy says, first Aquaman is very good. What? There you go. Oh, that's sad. You should keep reading it. Absolute Wonder Woman was great. I mean, it's to each their own. With I know Wonder Woman, like either you really love it or you just stopped reading it, kind of thing. There's a lot of people like that with it. A lot of people like that with it. Aquaman is very good. The second movie is like a fun B movie watch. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I really enjoyed the second one, but it doesn't hold a candle to the first one. It doesn't hold a candle to it. It was one of those situations where like let's just do more in the second movie, but in a shorter runtime. I'm even hot for Jason Momoa or whatever. But then you'll love it even more. All right, here's the big one for the week. Ain't no way around it. This is a massive book for this week. So let me go ahead and pull up the cover that Becker got. Let's do that. So this is what's, if you pick up the A cover, the acetate cover, this is what's under it. Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Absolute Batman are gracing the cover for DC KO issue number 4 out this week. And it's not just any version of them. It's the version of them that look corrupted by Darkseid. They've got the stony face thing happening, like they're infected. They're just full of Darkseid's Omega energy. They are the next challenge for our remaining champions to face in this tournament to be crowned the King Omega. So at the end of the last issue, it was revealed that Superman, Wonder Woman, Lex Luthor, and the Joker were the final 4 moving on. And when they came out of the center of the earth where the tournament was taking place, they didn't even recognize the planet they were on. And it is, in fact, Earth Zero. It's their Earth. It's just been terraformed, transformed by all the Omega energy and Darkseid's influence, from the fire pits to the atmosphere to the red skies. It looked like a hellscape. And standing in the rubble of this hellscape was the absolute Trinity. The first time having a true full-on crossing of these primary characters of the absolute world and Earth Zero. And you also had Booster Gold in there. Booster Gold, who is revealed to be like a Darkseid avatar. He's piloting Booster Gold's body. That's his earthly form is inside Booster Gold temporarily, just so he can kind of see what's going on, be present, kind of thing, and no one notice him. So it looked like they were setting up a 4v4 in that way. And then last week they gave us the one-shot boss. What was it? Boss battle, something like that. The one where the heroes had to dip out real quick and go fight Homelander, the Animal Doll, the Mortal Kombat characters. They had to fight all these characters just to drum up some extra Omega energy. Got to get all the extra Omega energy because they were not powerful enough to face this fight. And then we get right back to here. So if you didn't read Boss Battle, you won't even know that it took place. It seemingly never happens because it happens in a moment of frozen time. But Boss Battle was fun enough. It really didn't hit the mark for me. There's no definitive winners. There's no characters that seem like to have had the upper hand. There was a lot of characters and a lot of things happening for a book of its size. It needed more room to breathe. It was fun to see these characters sharing pages together. Some of the covers, I'm sure, will be fun for certain collectors and stuff like that. But it really didn't have a lot of weight. And that's kind of, I don't want to say it's not surprising. So it's not really that upsetting, kind of expecting it to a degree, once you don't want Superman to drag Homelander around or Homelander to drag Superman around. These are separate companies that own these separate IPs, and you don't want to kind of ruin the reputation of either one of them. You want to draw the fan bases for each of them to come and enjoy the product, But that's just how that went. So I'm massively excited for this issue. And I got to tell you, this is my single favorite installment in the DC KO event so far. This whole event has just been kind of no holds barred, pedal to the metal, just mayhem. It's got like the same vibes, the same feel that like metal did or death metal, where just like, don't try to rationalize all this. They're not writing Shakespeare here. They're just trying to do something that's extremely fun with some extremely high stakes and some wild moments, and they're delivering it. I think a lot of people are really going to love this issue. It's yeah, this is the penultimate issue of the event, I guess. Yeah. But the final four are put to the absolute test. Three mysterious new Omega charged fighters have entered the tournament. And this trinity of the absolute will change the face of the DCU forever. Well, that's not true. It's all down to how far the final four are willing to go to win in the penultimate chapter of DCKO. Plus, Booster's true allegiance revealed, Darkseid's return foretold, and a bonkers last page that will bring the battle to the next level. That part's true. Whenever you see comics say it'll change the face of the universe forever, things will never be the same, just so you know, that's never true. And it's said an awful lot in solicitations. I had the same conversation like back in like 2019, maybe 2020, a handful of times. I'm like, yeah, that's just like a popular tagline. I don't understand where it comes from or why it even exists. It doesn't make a much of sense to me. But I got to tell you, I'm incredibly excited for what's about to happen in this event. It's been set up already in a massive way. I hope you've been reading, most importantly, what's happening in the Superman proper books. Superman has been the most influential book for DCKO. You've had the tie-in books like in Teen Titans, the ongoing series. You've kind of just seen them facilitating the evacuation of Earth and having to deal with small apocalyptic hordes led by Granny Goodness, which that kind of culminated in the DC The Kids Are All Fight one shot. And we saw the return of Static in the main DC universe, which is awesome. The Dakota characters are coming. And then with Superman specifically, we've seen what Lois has been up to. She's actively running for her life from the Legion of Darkseid, trying to get information on Darkseid from like deep Kryptonian tech. All the Kryptonian tech in the fortress houses everything Superman's learned from his history. But it also has safeguards on it, like modern day AI safeguards, safe rails, whatever. She's tried to bypass them to get more information on Time Trapper. Time Trapper that Joshua Williamson brought into the series a couple of years ago at this point, which is just Doomsday from the future. Doomsday is this being that cannot be killed. If you kill him, he wakes right back up, evolved, and cannot be killed the same way twice. So if you play that tape out, what does Doomsday look like at the end of time? That's Time Trapper. And he came back, and he's implicated in all of this. And it was teased and revealed in there that, you know, he's from Krypton, from those wild experiments and stuff. They dive into it in the 90s, little 2-issue story, Hunter Prey. But they added another element to it that they recognized on Krypton, this entity Darkseid, and they needed a counterpoint to it. If Darkseid is the Omega, there has to be an Alpha. And that's what Doomsday is. So we've been waiting for months now, because that was kind of revealed a couple of months ago. We've been waiting for months now to see how Doomsday, aka Time Trapper, will come into play. He seemingly got taken out when he was in the Watchtower a few issues ago, but it's looking like we're getting to the point where he has to come back into play. So I'm excited to see what they do with that. Who's going to be the last champion standing? Really good possibility. You'll find out this week. Really good possibility. Let's check back in with the chat. We're just went on a tangent with that. That sounds gay. No, not really. It's actually pretty awesome. I read the KO villain book about them fighting non-DC characters. It felt very disjointed or meant nothing to me. But that's accurate. You know, it was just a fan service book. You know, man, I'm sure it sold really good with all those characters, you know. KO's been really silly, way more silly than Death Metal. It doesn't have the horror tone to it that Death Metal does. Death Metal has like an intentional horror tone with the Batman who laughs. But I don't know about silly. Maybe just some of the characters involved, because you have like the Joker forefronting it, but it's same writer. It's just been it's been good. It's been good. Maybe I'm just too old. No, you're on point with that. Garfong, what is going on? KO really stretches my willing suspension of disbelief. Well, yeah, don't they all? The X-Men don't do that. I got my giveaway. Thanks again. Love them. Awesome. Nice. Mayhem is a perfect adjective. Yeah, it's meant just to be mayhem. DC Studios focus too much on white lead characters. They can mix up their content. Thanks for saying the random comment of the day. It goes to Kevin Davis. DC Studios focus too much on white lead characters. There you go. That's how he feels today. Joffrey Castro, how's it going? Good to see you in here. Happy Tuesday to you. Let's see. We got another one. Kevin Feige course correct to please fan base and to make money. If audience didn't reject Jonathan Majors Kang, Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, he would have brought back Robert Downey Jr. Audience didn't reject Kang. They fired Kang preemptively based off allegations that turned out to not be true. And they destroyed Anthony Mackie, not rushing Sam Wilson, Captain America, to forefront the MCU, instead doing a virtue signal piece of trash TV show and then sidelining him for 4 years. That's on Disney. They did Anthony Mackie dirty. And they did Jonathan Majors dirty. Had nothing to do with the fan base. What is going on? 23. I'm at Dark Side being inside a booster gold, LOL. Oh. Yeah, I got you now. The timing of the chat. Every issue Cage has me and my kids talking about it for like 2 days afterwards. Yeah, dude, it's solid. The sales numbers reflect it. People that are reading it, going in the shop, scooping it up is bananas. It's drawn in readers after the fact of releasing. It's been good. It's been what an event at this time and place needs to be. It just needs to be fun, entertaining, and makes you want to pick up the next issue, which most events over the last 5-10 years has not been that. Well, some of the DC ones have been really good, but DC just didn't have that draw like that. I hate to play the yeah, but Marvel game, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Marvel just sucks. Like, you can't name me a good event from Marvel over the past decade. It just doesn't exist. Some have been better than others, but there hasn't been good ones. I got no sympathy for it. None. Virtue signal piece of trash. Jeez, Mark tells us. Dude, for context, I enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier minus 2 elements. You tried to convince us that Falcon couldn't get alone because he was black. That's crazy. Then at the end, you had him stand on a literal soapbox and talk down to people and defend terrorists that blew up women and children 2 episodes ago. That's crazy. The rest of the show was fantastic. I like Baron Zemo dancing. I love the comic accurate costume. I love the Elijah Bradley angle, which is a cool story. But yeah, they kind of lose it with the other stuff. Yeah. Glad you liked it. Age of Revelation. Yeah, going back to X-Men. Yeah. Let's hit on the next one. I highly, highly recommend DCKO. Let's see. Ultimate X-Men 24 is out for whoever cares. Transformers 29 this week. I know a lot of people are getting excited with them bringing in Mask and some of the other 80s stuff. I haven't heard any updates recently. I know it was announced that they're going to do, and yes, Zemo dancing for the win. Wasn't that awesome? Like, dude, it was immediately clipped and memed and stuff. It was, dude, it sounds lame on face, but like, I'm like, dude, that was kind of awesome. That was really cool. And then the Transformers thing. Did y'all hear how they talk about the Energon universe getting an animated series? They announced that, but they didn't go back to it. Here we go. See, Kevin says, so black folks are virtual signaling now. Tell us how you really feel about it. I didn't say about black folks. I said they tried to convince us that Falcon couldn't get a loan. Falcon, that the show starts out with him working for the government on ops missions, but he doesn't qualify for a loan. They think the audience is stupid by doing that. And then when they had a superhero, doesn't matter which one, pick one, stand on a soapbox and defend terrorists that kill women and children, they're again assuming the audience is stupid, which, Kevin, I think you might be stupid if that's your comment after what I said. So you can listen to what I say in the context of what I'm saying, or you can just randomly say stupid shit, make yourself look dumb. That's completely up to you, brother. Completely up to you. Some people speak English and understand words. Falcon and Winter Soldier was horrible. I don't know. I liked it. True, they did kind of show Sam supporting those who were made to be the villains. Yeah, and it would be different, too, if they wouldn't have taken it so far of Flag Smasher blowing up the building with women and children in it, because even her own people called her out for that. So like she crossed the line that even the other flag smashers in her group were like, yo, I can't believe you did that. And then Sam went on to defend her. I'm like, that's too far. Like there's one thing about the people that she thought she was fighting for, like going and defending them, that makes sense, but not the actual terrorists. That's crazy. That was crazy. Falcon's unaliving terrorists at the beginning of the show, then he has to take the shield away from John Whitaker because of the unalived terrorists. Yeah, do better. Do better. Falcon the Winter hibernation. Man, I enjoyed it. I like his dynamic with Bucky and everything too. And that's when they introduced the John Walker angle. That was pretty tough. That was pretty tough. Pretty tough. But yeah, I think they just lose a lot of stuff with like that kind of inconsistency stuff. They throw it off. Again, they're assuming the audience is stupid when they do stuff like that. They assume like you don't have comprehension skills and you don't see them just trying to play culture war games or just talk down to be. I'm like, that's crazy. Sam's got more morals than that as a character. Action Comics 1095, and what I think could be one of the coolest comic covers I've seen in a while. It's very timely. It's very timely. You have the what's this one called? Action Comics 1055, the Kent Conspiracy. So you have the whole board here with all the newspaper clippings, with all the photographs, and the red yarn connecting the dot. Very similar to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but it's got the Superman symbol. I thought that was pretty funny. Very timely with everything that's going on. But this is picking up right where we left off in the last issue. Pete Ross, Clark Kent's best friend, caught a glimpse of him. He found out he was Superboy in the last page of the last issue. So now we have to get into what happens now. Where does it go from here? How is he going to react? How is he going to feel? So we'll find out. We'll see. It's pretty straightforward with this one. This series has been good from the beginning. From the beginning. I highly recommend this one as well. And we're about to get into, after DCKO, the entire reign of the Superboys. So Superboy Prime will be front running. They're not like relaunching or anything. The characters are already positioned to kind of take the spotlight. But you're going to get Superboy Prime showcasing the front of the main Superboy book. This is already a Superboy title. But Jonathan Kent, I think, is getting de-aged here. It's going to get there. The show should have had more focus on Bucky's arc because the flashbacks were showing he is trying to redeem himself for all the hurt. Yeah, they could have done a little more him in place of John Walker stuff, probably. Yeah, I think John Walker ended up ultimately with a stronger arc than they gave Bucky. Especially when you throw in Thunderbolts. Issue 30 of Batman and Robin from Philip Kennedy Johnson. This might be getting to the last issue here. I think this series is coming to a close. Yeah, found out the thrilling final issue. It's the final issue of this run. The Batman and Robin went for 30 issues now. This one kicked off in the All-In era. Admittingly, I didn't pick this one up. There's a lot of Batman titles out there, so it's easy to kind of pick and choose. You ain't got to get them all, but I definitely did not pick this one up. I just didn't want another random book. I'm like, yeah, I think I read the first 2 issues, and I'm like, okay, it doesn't feel like this is too tied into continuity. It's just kind of another Batman sells. That's what they do. But Philip Kennedy Johnson is signed exclusive with Marvel now, so I was wondering how long this one would have left. I guess he was waiting for it to wrap up. But evil converges on the dynamic duo. Scarface has returned. The Quiet Man is still on the loose, and Two-Face and Penguin encircle it all. So probably a lot going on. With it being over, I guess I'll listen out, see how many people pay attention or read it or talk about it, see if it's worth diving back into. I like the fact that Simone DeMeo was doing some of the art in the beginning. That's what really drove me to that one. Turtles, Cyclops, the Immortal Legend Batman is still coming out. This is the futuristic Power Ranger Batman thing. I never got into this one. Trying to see if it says if it's the last issue or not. Yep, final issue. So this is the 6-issue mini for the Immortal Legend Batman. It's almost just like another futuristic different thing. To rid the universe of the shadows selves, the Immortal Legend Batman must face the cold, hard truth behind what drives him. No clue. No clue what any of it's about. Any of y'all reading Immortal Legend Batman? Beginning was good. I also enjoyed their dynamic, and then it just fell off for me. Falcon is a good character. Bucky's a good character, but the show sucked. Suffered from extremely bad writing. Yeah, fair enough. Definitely fair enough. Now, here's a big one for the week for me. Aquaman issue 14. 14. You know, there's a huge reveal in the last issue. We had this this has been cool, this whole introduction of the blue, the king Dagon that was orchestrating everything, the disappearance of Atlantis, the subjugation of these classic characters like Arion and stuff. Kind of got the team together with Captain Nemo, and he discovered what he thought was like his Atlanteans, but just so much time had gone by that they had aged. His kid had grown up. The big reveal in the last one is that a grown version of his daughter is not who it's seen, but the true self is revealed and explained in this issue, and things go balls to the wall. As you can see, the hand with the Omega symbol on there. Arthur's been away dealing with the DCKO tournament. Arthur comes back and everything kind of gets back on track. I don't want to say back on track, but this book will no longer be influenced by the DCKO event after this issue. It says across the top DCKO tie-in, and I don't know if it's as much of a tie-in as it's in continuity. So like if Arthur's away at the KO event, he can't be in two places at one time. But you know, the tournament's over for Arthur, so we can get back to the regular scheduled program. The stakes are through the roof with this one. And everyone knows, I've talked about it here before, they've announced that Emperor Aquaman is coming. After the DCKO event, we're going to see some different things happening going into this next level era. Emperor Aquaman is one of the announcements they made. What does that mean? What will it entail for Arthur and the other characters? Will he ever get back to Mira? Where are we going to get to that? All of these questions are not answered yet, and it's setting all of it up in an even more complex way to set up the Emperor Aquaman thing. So if you're interested in jumping on with Arthur, who's now the avatar of the blue, beast mode, hydrokinetic, just this teetotal badass, you're going to want to pick this issue up as it's the true roll into that. It's like the official roll into Emperor Aquaman is this issue right here. So don't miss out on that. Jeremy Adams is writing one hell of a story. Not to mention revealing Sharon Carter's a real bad guy. But yeah, that was, by the time they showed us, it felt like that was they were doing. But it was kind of a weird decision. I don't know. We never went back and revisited it either. They just left her there. I haven't read them yet. Aquaman has been awesome. Yeah, bro, rad. Yeah, dude. I was talking about that Sunday. That last issue of Absolute Superman was like a freaking 9 out of 10. Absolute Hawkman. I told DJ, I told Sector, like immediately, I'm like, dude, this is my new absolute favorite character right here. Hawkman was insane. But as far as main continuity, Aquaman drug Hawkman. I think that Arthur might have a slightly tougher time dealing with the absolute Hawkman. He seems to pack a bigger punch and can take a bigger hit. I've not read a single issue of Aquaman DC All In. Same with Space Ghost. I've not gotten a single issue of it since issue 1, but mostly due to when the problems happen in my life. I'm like, that's fair, dude. Trade paperbacks. Get the collected volumes. It's really good. It is really, really good. John Timms is the main artist on it. He's not the artist on this issue. Something Bayless is the artist. There's also this really cool Zerdy cover with what appears to be Arthur's grown daughter, kind of like hiding in the seaweeds with the knife out. Super, super cool cover. Super cool cover. Almost pulled that one for the giveaway, but the character's not prominent enough on it. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, banger series right there. One that I recommend to any and everybody. We had two installments for Ghost Machine this week. The mysterious Northerner can't explain how he's been torn from the Civil War and dropped into the wasteland after the Unknown War. And the last man willing to guide him is Tariq Geiger, the Glowing Man. We had a big reveal on the Northerner in the last issue, so I'm really, really excited about this. He's been like one of the coolest characters that they've slow rolled out. Everyone's been waiting to get more details of him, more pages with him on him and stuff. And it kind of showed that there's almost like there's a handler that is moving him through time to these different places and can port in weapons and stuff when he needs it. So I'm really pumped to read this one. I haven't had an opportunity to do so yet. Spider-Man Noir number 5 is out. I'm excited for that TV show. Supergirl number 10, not even not even wasting time on that series. I hope that they shut that one down and revamp it. Not a fan. Here we go. Here's a good one. Green Lantern Corps number 13. You got John Stewart front and center on the cover with Inquar, the water elemental creature that was the last of his kind that's taking his universal revenge out, starting with the Green Lantern Corps. With the help of Fatality, who was recently released from the Science Cells from the Starbreaker Supremacy storyline, where all the villains had to be released, and the newly reformed OWA with all the power batteries and all the rings being distributed out to all the different people. They're still in search for the mystical indigo ring. And before they can get everything in balance, they have to figure that out. All while trying to figure it out, Inquar makes his play against OWA. It's a full-on attack, planet-wide attack. And it's going to take all of them there, from John Stewart, Guy Gardner. I mean, Joe Mullen. No, Joe's not there. Jessica Cruz is there. There's a lot of them there. Aya from the cartoon TV show, the AI. Like they're all there. It's going to take all of them to survive what he has in store for them and figure out what they're going to do about the missing indigo ring. But this has been really good. It companions well with the main series. They keep doing this thing where the main Green Lantern line and the Green Lantern Corps line really service each other's books a lot. So if you're a Green Lantern fan at all, I definitely recommend both of them. This one doesn't feel as like front and center. This one's like primarily just in space, just on Oa, where the main Green Lantern line will be here, but also come down to Earth, interact with the characters in the continuity a little more. This one is a little more uninterrupted by events. That'd be a good way to put it. Uninterrupted by events. A really cool Kyle Rayner cover here. What else we got for this week? Another Philip Kennedy Johnson book, probably getting close to the end of the Philip Kennedy Johnson stuff here. Adventures of Superman, Book of L, number 6. I think this is, man, is this going to 12? I think this is going to 12 issues, which I hate to be mean, but it really has no business going that long. It's super long in the tooth. A roving game of War World Velocians is towing precious cargo. To retrieve it, Superman will have to beat them at their own warp speed game and engage the fearless Valkyries. Ronan Kent has been an essential ally, but he's been secretly accessing information from a twisted source. Can Superman trust a man who's been listening to enemy whispers? Crix Ol has 5 of the 7 god aspects of Olgrim, and time is running out to save Ulsol and Othra. So if you have no clue what I just said when reading that, that's exactly how you would feel if you were buying this and reading it. It's just a little bit too all over the place, too spread out. It doesn't have much focus. It's heartbreaking because this is kind of like the spirited finale to the War World saga and what happened in John Stewart War Journal. And then this is supposed to kind of like bring it all in, but it doesn't really feel like it brings it all in. It feels like it just waters it down more. And it's unfortunate. I was super excited for this. It calls all the way back to Future State for the people that kept up along then. But I don't know. I still think there's plenty of evidence throughout history and modern examples of even celebrity heroes having a difficult time securing funding for after military income. Sure. Wondering why there are 4 colorists on Green Lantern Corps. That's been kind of like that Green Lantern Corps book has kind of been like a jam piece. It started out, what's the person's name? It's Jeremy Adams was writing it and co-writing it with somebody as well. So there's been like kind of like more than less creatives on it. It isn't just one writer, one artist. But I think like some of them do some pages and some do the other because they're newer talent. And when you have newer talent coming in, it's kind of support kind of thing so that they're not burdened down with the whole task at hand. So that typically happens, right? I can't get one colors. So that typically happens as they're coming in, cutting their teeth, showing you what they can do and what they can't do. Because at this point, Jeremy Adams isn't even co-writing. It's just Hampton. So I'm assuming that's what it is. New names. That might be it for the DC stuff. Let's see. The Rockefellers. This seems super late. No Silent Night or Storybook Christmas for the Rockefellers this family year, reeling from their costly encounter with the deadly Raina, Rockefeller, the family must pick up the pieces and start anew. So this came out like super late. Plus the Family Odyssey crossover with the connecting holiday cover with Hornsby and Halo number 13. Our gift to you, the greatest fans in the world. So this is literally like 2 months late. Their Christmas special coming out in almost the middle of February. Better late than never, I guess. But I'm excited for this. This is another Ghost Machine title under the Family Odyssey imprint. I've really enjoyed this book. It's super fun. Francis Manifold. Is that the Manifold one? Yeah, and Peter J. Tomasi. Really fun stuff. Space Coast, definitely excited for this. This has been just banger after banger. This has just been good the whole time. Beautiful Matina cover, the second part to that the last issue when Antimatter Man's true identity they have to deal with Antimatter Man getting created, and then they're still trying to stop him. Most of these are either one-off stories or 2-issue story arcs. It's one long narrative being told, but like the villains and the events truly happen in like an old school comic format where you kind of get a beginning, middle, end in each story, in each issue. Godzilla Dead Zone is another one on my pull list for this week. Don't know how much longer that one's going to be on there. Oh, the final issue of The Phantom is out from Mad Cave. So I'm super bummed about this. I had no clue that this was going to be releasing like this. And I guess this kind of plays to like how, I mean, even the big two have been doing this a lot where they kind of drop a title, and if it does well, they'll do more, but they make sure that they plan to have like a, you know what I mean? Have like a definitive end for it, just so they don't have to just cut it off abruptly. But this is the 5th issue, and they've already announced, and they have it in the solicitation for the next issue 1. It's like the Phantom, the helicopter people, or the Sky Gang, or something like that. So there's more Phantom coming, but this story arc stopping, and it looks like there's going to be a slight break until that next number 1 gets here. But I've been digging this a lot. Negative deception of white folks in films and television series. I notice you don't have something. Colors for each ring color. There you go. Oh yeah, that would be funny. You'd need 7 of them then. Negative section of white folks in films and television series. I notice you don't bash or attack white actors. You clearly don't pay attention then. Taylor's here. Taylor's one of my favorite cynics. Taylor, do I bash a lot of stuff, or do I only bash non-white things? Taylor can let you know, because me and Taylor debate and argue about stuff all the time. We see things vastly different. Each color is assigned a specific color. Kevin, I just don't know why you're just wanting to play racist stuff today. Super weird, bro. Super weird. I'm excited for the new Moon Knight, but we'll see. You know, the best example is, dude, since it came out, I have been railing against Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn delivering their worst performances ever in this movie that is unnecessarily praised, that one battle after another in the award season. Like, it makes no sense to me. But yeah, I praise everything and everyone, and I bash everything and everyone. So yeah, Kevin, I just don't think you pay attention, man. You only see what you want to see. Maybe you're stereotyping me based on my color. Is that what's happening? Wild, dude, wild. But back to actually something that makes sense. We got the Phantom number 5. He who defies the Phantom defies justice itself. The whole shtick with the Phantom is he's the ghost who walks. The ghost who walks. His whole lineage is like, if he dies, his son picks up the mantle and keeps it going. Or in some cases, it's been his daughter, Kitty. So when they started this, they said they wanted to do it like a reintroduction of the character for some people and an introduction of the character for new readers. It has like a very like old school vibes. We're in the jungle. It's not in the past though, per se. You're dealing with the Singh Brotherhood kind of deal. They're not pirates on ships, but they're like international arms dealer stuff. But by issue number 2, I theorized. I said it would be kind of wild if they do this thing where we follow the Phantom. We think he's the hero through all of this, and he dies, and his son has to pick up the mantle, and we go from there. And we literally go from there with the brand new Phantom and follow him. Well, he got super wounded in issue number 4. They introduced Diana, his wife, in issue number 3. So we haven't seen a kid or anything yet, but it looks like there's a possibility they could go that way. We can see. Dude, I literally just gave you an example of how you're full of shit, but that's fine. That's fine, dude. The most railing I've done in the entire month has been against Leonardo DiCaprio and freaking Sean Penn in that stupid movie. But okay. But I'm thinking with this last issue, we're either going to have to do like this weird miraculous turn where he just recovers and comes back, or they're going to have called in like a grown kid that we don't know he has yet. So I'm super excited to read this. And I'm wondering if the Sky Gang will be like us starting with a new Phantom, or if it'll just be the next adventure with this Phantom. So we'll see where it goes. I'm excited for it. I definitely want to see more Phantom stuff. I don't know how long it's going to be till that next issue. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's going to be like a couple of months. We're getting down to the absolute Batman stuff. Let me see if I can find that cover in here. What was it, Delato? Yeah, there's a lot of subsequent prints. Oh, that's a wicked Abomination cover right there. Second print of Incredible Hulk 30. I think that was the final issue before it switched over to Infernal. Yeah, I don't see a good picture of it. I see a couple of the other covers. The foil one for just the Joker standing there. Oh, that's a retailer exclusive. There's the main cover. It's got variants under it. It does, but it doesn't have that Delato cover. That's wild. That Delato cover doesn't even seem to be listed here. Is it a special cover or something? Might be a special cover. Let's see. Let me pull this back up. There's a picture of it. It's Gabriel Delato with Absolute Batman and Absolute Joker, who's like massive. You kind of get a real true scale of the size comparison there, being that they haven't, if you read it, it's been out for a couple months now, so there's really no spoilers to it, but if you read it, you saw that he's massive. Massive. Get him, chat. But yeah, I don't see it anywhere listed on League of Comic Geeks. Oh, there it is. Boom. There we go. It's right there next to the Phantom. There's a good picture of it now. Hot dang. Let me get this off there. Look at that. That's wicked. Gabriel Delato is nuts. I just now noticed it, even when I was looking at it at the store, but just now they're standing on a bed of skulls. You know, they kind of revealed like the Joker, the Laughing Man, feeds on people. You know, like golly, when you put it in perspective, it's a little on the nose now, but he took that guy to the island and hunted him down and fed on him. Possibly getting a little bit too on the nose. I don't know. Pretty wicked. I give Mark's bashing 9 out of 10 shows. But yeah, that's a wicked cover. I thought that'd be a cool one. Gabriel Delato is top tier, man. Beautiful painted. The horns on the Joker look wicked. The spikes on his back, you can see where the skin's like separated for them to lift up. A lot of detail in it where Batman's cape is wrapped around its arm. It's cutting into his flesh. I don't know how good you can see it just represented on there, but yeah, it's wicked. It was a cool cover. Thought that'd be a good one to go with for today. So we'll give that one away here in just a few minutes. Last thing I want to mention, did y'all see the comment, the post that Todd McFarlane put up? I don't know if it originated in an interview, in a video, or what, but it's been shared around a couple of times now. It goes back to that debate of like, what really sells a book? Is it the writing or is it the art? And now there's going to be people on both sides of that camp. Some people will collect and buy and pick up for the story. Some people are just cover collectors. Some people are doing it for investing purposes or day trading purposes. But Todd's statement was, I can get Michelangelo to do the art in the book and my dog to write the story and people will buy it. And I'm like, that's super true. That is super true. And I guess the flip side to that argument, the best example right now, at least, would be the Absolute Batman one. Everyone was clowning on Absolute Batman, making fun of the way it looked, his symbol, which there's an Easter egg to that whole thing happening in DCKO #4 this week. I did a whole video before Absolute Batman #1 even came out, like kind of talking about how it was getting all this hate and all this pushback, and people didn't like the art and whatever. And I pointed out, like, that's a fair take. Art's very subjective, but it's Scott Snyder writing Batman. And if you go read it, you'll probably like it because it's Scott Snyder writing Batman. And that's what happened. The writing is what's pushed Absolute Batman to be like the best-selling comic in multiple years. It's like the biggest thing in comics in a long time. All because of the writing, because of the story. People picked it up, were shocked that they liked it so much, started telling their friends, started talking about it, started buying more copies, and then it just snowballed. Rob Liefeld weighed in on it, and he pointed out that because somebody put a comment out about it and said, like, art's all well and good, but it's these stories that people come back for and X, Y, and Z. And Rob said, sure, but Todd's art sells for tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, and will soon sell for millions of dollars. No story is doing that. I'm like, well, that's also a fair point too. So it's a tough conversation. So it's a tough debate. Where do y'all stand on that? What's more important for you when you pick up a comic book? Is it the art or is it the story? I'm not picking them up to sell them. Ultimately, it's a good thing that they retain some value and some gain some value down the road, that if you need to, you can get rid of them, clear them out, you hit an emergency or something like that. But I'm not I'm picking them up for the story. So I definitely appreciate the story first. And the thing that Rob pointed out, how the original art for these things can sell so much. There's only one piece of that original art. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people can pick up the book and read it for the story, and it can be reprinted and collected and trade paperback form and stuff like that. But once that one original art piece is bought, it's gone. Like, it belongs to somebody, and it's it for that. For me, it's a story, but I would argue I'm in the minority. I think that's where I am too. I think most people do pick it up for the art. And it reminds me of what the people were saying about Absolute Wonder Woman when it came out. Like, the Hayden Sherman art really wasn't for them. I think that Absolute Wonder Woman was like the strongest Absolute story out of the gate for the first X number of issues, like, easily. But I think a lot of people miss that story because they're art first kind of people. And I don't think it's something that we get to choose to be. It just, you either fall in one or the other. It either takes you out of the experience or it locks you into the experience. It's a story I want to enjoy what I read. If I'm not enjoying it, I won't keep reading it. Yeah, I don't think there's a single book. I mean, maybe if Alex Ross was doing interiors, you know what I mean? Like, if you're picking it up just for that. I don't know if there's any interior artist that someone will pick up a book just for the interior artist. Like, it happens rarely. It does happen. Like, I guess the Mark Spears Monsters book, great art plus great story equals great book. Yeah, when those two things come together like butt cheeks, that's it. I'm in it for the story, but I do love good art. Absolutely. Every story makes a character. Always pick a book for its art. There you go. See, we got both in the chat. Sometimes the art, sometimes the story, but always the cover. Dude, that's a good point too. I guess that makes a difference too. What book is it? Like, who's doing the art? Who's writing the story? What's the character? There's some books that I'll pick up despite it having good art or good story at all, because I just want to keep my run complete. Like, specifically just Hulk. I'll pick that one up, good, bad, or indifferent. Superman, Batman, Green Lantern. I thought that I would do that with Flash until we hit that Cy Sperrier era, and then I'm like, dude, I'm not paying money for this anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I'll pick it back up when Cy Sperrier's off of it, and that's what I did. I threw it right back on my pull list as soon as Cy Sperrier came off. But yeah, it's interesting, and I guess it's also like, it depends on what group you're in or what little niche part of the community you're in. There'll be different people that collect for different reasons. But I think a lot of people, at least that on this channel, is going to be people that are doing a lot more reading and stuff. Because we talk about a lot of the reading over here. Ton of great movies begin as books. How much do movies make? a lot. Dude, that's a good point. That is a good point. I think it's like I think we don't even realize how many movies start off as books. You know, James Patterson, he writes books just to get them adapted, you know. Who writes those awesome Alex Cross books? Like you had Kiss the Girls, Along Came a Spider, Alex Cross itself, or Cross, whatever it's called. Those are good books, and he's made so many of those. They're so easily adapted. And then you got the Lee Child's books with Reacher now. A lot of those things are written in a way they're so easy and fast to read, and they're like serialized. They're just waiting to be adapted. Yeah, the stuff Stephen King's done, he's done countless. Story overall for me, but that's why a lot of my collection isn't worth a damn. Dude, I feel the same way, dude. That makes perfect sense. Working with the stream is fire. Thank you, my dude. What is up? The Immortal One, Biggie Shaq. What's happening? A ton of great movies began as books. Yeah. Does anyone know who wrote that? Who is it that wrote the Alex Cross novels? Because a lot of those have been adapted. I remember when I was a kid how shocked I was to find out that Congo, I love the movie Congo growing up. It had a lot of the toys, the people, and the gorillas. And right out my side door, we have a wisteria bush, not a vine, but an actual bush. Like it is a vine, but it's turned into a bush over the years. And under that wisteria bush, I dug a hole about yay wide and yay deep where I could carve like little platforms on the side. And I made like the inside of the volcano from the end of that movie. But I love that movie. And I remember how mind blown I was when I found out that Michael Crichton, the same guy that created and wrote the Jurassic Park and Lost World novels, also created Congo. I'm like, dude, that's super cool. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, why is the production of this so much less than the production of Jurassic Park? That was me as a kid. Like I started really getting into like movies and stuff like that when I started noticing stuff like that as a kid. Yeah, Congo was great back at right. Yeah, Gorilla bad, Amy no. Dude, it was hilarious when you go back and watch it. It's wild. Mutant gorillas inside of a volcano fighting a woman with a diamond laser beam. That actually happened in that movie. Lee Child does the Alex Cross books as well as the Jack Reacher books? James Patterson does the Alex Cross series? Wow. Dude, that's crazy. I know James Patterson has thousands of books that are just random stories and stuff. That's crazy. So he has the Alex Cross series as well. Yeah. Patterson has a group of ghostwriters now who uses his name. I can see that. Dude, everyone does, right? That's wild to me. But hey, as long as they're getting paid. What's up, the Mad Respect? Cosmere Universe being adapted by Apple. Big book series. Cosmere Universe. I haven't heard of that one. I guess that was about the last thing I had. Just wondering, people, if y'all seen that bold statement by Todd McFarlane. And once again, I think the Todd father's correct. Despite what I prefer, I think that the statement he made is 100% accurate. No lie detected. None whatsoever. It's hard to argue with somebody like Todd McFarlane or Rob Liefeld. You don't have to like their personalities, that's for sure. You don't have to like, but these guys are very, very on the money when it comes to their hot takes more often than not. All right, let's get ready to spin this giveaway here. Giving away the Absolute Wonder Woman Annual, 2026 Annual, as well as the second print for Absolute Batman number 16. That first full Absolute Joker with his beautiful Del Auto cover. We're going with the For Papa hashtag today. Boom, 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 boom. Papa, who won a lot of giveaways on this channel. He won a lot of the a first appearance of Wolverine. Me and Lynx, we've gotten together and done some tag team prize giveaways so that we can throw in our efforts together and do some big boy books. We gave away a first Miles Morales in like a CGC 9.6 at the height of that book. We gave away a first Wolverine, and Papa won the first Wolverine from us. Won a couple of Legion loots. So that's a very appropriate hashtag there. Yeah, and if you haven't and you want to, send your condolences out. They'll drop the link to his YouTube channel there. His family has posted a couple updates and stuff on along the way with stuff on there, and they're reading comments and they appreciate hearing back from the community. So if so, you feel inclined, that'd be a great place to send condolences so you know that they get him. Can never watch wrestling again without thinking about him. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I'm in a big wrestling group chat, and he was the most active person in the chat, always typing in capital letters and us joking with him about yelling at us and stuff. And him and DVH all day long, man. And it instantly, you know, it ain't the same without him. Instantly. Yeah, he's definitely going to be missed. Give this another minute. We got 33 in the chat, 24 in the giveaway. So drop that hashtag again. Even if you already dropped it one time, make sure it picks up on your hashtag. It ain't got all of them in there. I don't know how it picks and chooses like that. Not sure. Picked up one more. Went up one. Got somebody's. Is everyone watching the new Game of Thrones show? Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. Papa held that 180 went over my head nearly every day. I would just get a random message saying, hey, I have 180. Haha. That's awesome. That's super cool. Yeah. Seven Kingdoms funny. Yeah. Dude, that last episode had me all fired up. Episode 4, when he's having to do the trial by combat thing, the way that episode ended, I'm like, oh my God, let's go. It kind of switched gears a little bit on us. It's definitely more lighthearted than anything else with Game of Thrones, but we had like one hell of a exercise in acting in that episode 4. Yeah, dude, everyone I talked to is just been blown away by the little kid actor. It was Duncan's little turn to being like, because you know, he kind of got like that innocent ignorance that he kind of walks around with, and he put on that like fierce get some face in episode 4. I keep waiting for this moment where, you know, like he's seemingly like this nice guy that's big, but he's just going to end up being like a total force of nature when he throws down. But I don't know. I have no clue. I'm not familiar with this stories at all, the source material on it whatsoever. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to finding out though. All right, let's spin this thing. Y'all know the rules. Yeah. It's a 30-minute show too. It's not even an hour long. It's based on like the little novellas or something that he did. They weren't big old books, but it's 6 episodes, 30 minutes a piece. There's been 4 episodes so far, and comes on Sunday nights. It's really good. It's a little bit different than what you expect, but it's definitely familiar enough. Yeah, you caught it. He said it from the beginning that it's your favorite stuff that he does. I can see why. He's got the good vibes. Haven't watched either Black Phone yet, to be honest with you. I just seen the trailer for the second one, and I'm like, I need to go back and check those out. You go back and check them out. All right, y'all know the rules. Free shipping worldwide. If you're a channel member in the Legion tier, it's free shipping in the US. If you're a subscriber or a channel supporter, let's spin this bad boy. And this week's winner is the immortal one, Biggie Shaq, coming your way. 6 books and some stuff. And included in those extra bonus books is a copy of, I think it's the 10th print, maybe the 9th print of Absolute Batman #1, as well as 3 other books. trading cards, bonus stuff, and those 2 brand new books releasing this week. So that's going to do it for this week. The wife just called. Let me hop off here, call her back, see what's going on. She just headed out for work when we were kicking off the stream. Appreciate everybody watching, even you, Kevin. And be sure to tune back in Sunday night at 8:30 for At Weeks In. We'll be reviewing the Game of Thrones stuff, talking in detail about the stories from this week with Sector 2815. Until next time, peace.
You are who you choose to be.